Good afternoon again. Today I want us to talk about Noma. I want to share this other business model known as the business to business model to you. So this is how it works. Usosibonile ngesidingo sokuthi no man amakota wami angayithola ispace la in whatever the streets la ubeke khona nomunye wabona ukuthi man namagwinya wami nama-muffins wami yabona sekugcina sekuyini. It's a very very long queue which is selling one unit kuze kuyophuma lapha. So there's this model known as the business to business unit, where you can come to somebody with bigger premises or spaces, but who doesn't sell what you do, or even who does. Mhlawumbe ungamthengisela mhlawumbe nawe uyawenza amagwinya, but ungamthengisela leyo feeling yamagwinya akho, umtshela ukuthi uzomsavela isikhathi, umtshela ukuthi uzomsavela ama-resources, uzomsavela i-risk, your financial cash flow, whatever the thing is, wena uzospecialize ngamagwinya. Now into ozoyenza wena uzohamba ekhaya uyowenzela amagwinya wakho ekhaya ngithi, and then you become their supplier, ne? Even if it's 50 cent profits per igwinya, it doesn't matter, as long as angeke azavuke yena ngo-4 ekuseni axove lezi zinto zakhona, ahamba yokwenza yonke lento eyenziwayo, awasha nezitsha. The more they sell is the more they raise their profit margins, and it's risk free, and it's also saves their time. So no amakota angenza the same thing, aphinda supply the very same person with bigger premises, ahamba yowenzela ekhaya. Nomunye wama-muffins naye same thing, nomunye wamasamu, whatever you do. So and then it becomes a one bigger business which has a combination of different products from different people, ne? And so you supply your one bucket to that of whatever muffins or magwinyas to that store or tuck shop or premises, and then you go and look for another customer again. Mhlambe kwesinye istrat, you do the same, and then you have 10 customers, and so when umsebenzi wakho kwenza amagwinya azo accommodate lama customers out 10, if each of them is selling something like 50 per day, then you know ukuthi since unama customers ayi 10, you need to produce 500 magwinyas per day. If it's that's R1 profit, then you have 500 rand per day profit, and it's for you ngamagwinya nje wonke ungazi uzoyixaka uzifuna ukwenza yonke enye into. You just focusing on doing your magwinya perfectly, improving it, and then you refer your customers to where you have supplied your magwinyas and quotas and whatever you are doing. That's how you will reach your business goals quicker. Ne? That's how you will double up and triple up your profit margins. It sense in it. Thank you. Now let's get a look into this one. We're talking about emotional intelligence. This is part 3 that we are going through today. The study is developed by Mensa Philippi Unso. And this part is all about knowing yourself. So as we are talking about what you are good at, if you are good at magwinyas, it doesn't have to frustrate yourself in order for you to maximize sales or your profit margins, but you can focus on what you are good at. Mama magwinya, nonhlanhlas magwinya, whoever you, whatever your magwinya is, you're all about magwinya nje wena. Awufuni enye into ezokunikeza contradiction, right? It's knowing yourself. After 20 years of research, 6 Seconds has developed and improved a powerful and pragmatic model to help anyone to start using EQ. The model encompasses 3 major pursuits. The first one is entitled Knowing Yourself, and it says it is the pursuits we'll be focusing on today. Nelson Mandela once said, learn to know yourself, to search realistically and regularly the processes of your own mind and feelings. That quote sums up the essence of this pursuit, as it requires you to pause and look truly at yourself. Just like you see your reflection in a mirror or water. Indeed, this is an aptitude that you need to acquire, and it is the beginning of your new journey towards using your emotional intelligence. There are two competencies to be developed here, so you begin to know yourself a little better. Competency number one is enhancing your emotional literacy. Very few people can truly name all the emotions that run through their bodies every single day. Indeed, this competency requires that you improve the vocabulary of your emotions you witness every single time. It is believed that naming an emotion you witness every single time is the key towards taming it. And doing so, you can start to harness the power that lies in your emotions and eventually channel them towards achieving sustainable goals. For an example, when you are going through an episode of anger, your ability to recognize and acknowledge that feeling of anger will allow you to have a hold over it. And thus, it loses a huge part of its influence over you. Asking the question, what am I feeling now? Can be of help in identifying the specific emotions rushing through your body at a given moment. One thing you can do to enhance your emotional literacy is to add more words to your emotional vocabulary and make it a fun exercise to name your feelings at all times. Competency number two is recognizing patterns. Consider, for instance, when you were a baby, all you could do was to cry when you feel hungry or when you need to have your diaper changed. Crying or smiling were your ways of expressing how you feel at a given moment. But as you start to grow, you have begun to learn new things, such as crawl, then to walk, then to talk. And every time you develop a new aptitude, you actually create patterns in your brain. The more you practice that aptitude, the stronger your patterns become. Your patterns will grow stronger and stronger until until the day you will not need to think about performing those aptitudes. So izobe sezenzakalela automatically as they become automatically. This applies to everything in your life, from the way you perform tasks to the way you deal with situations you encounter. In fact, the brain loves to form and follow patterns. You learn a new thing and your brain stores it and repeats it rapidly and automatically, freeing you to focus on other matters. You encounter a situation and your brain stores it and repeats it exactly the exact reaction you had towards that situation. That's how you have been developed your leadership skills and personality. But it is important to make sure that those helpful functions are not subverting your conscious intentions and your more complex emotional needs. The problem is that the brain often provides a pattern response to a situation which is not actually similar to a previous situation. This is more likely to happen when you are going through a crisis. It is likely you are an autopilot with an inadequate map, and instead of responding to the situation as they appear, you react to them using the same neural pathway engendered by the patterns or your patterns and experiences. Thus, you fail to be authentic in your actions and behaviors. Therefore, this competency requires that you take off the autopilot so you become free of the hold of your patterns and approach them every situation with a neutral mind. The good news is that you can effectively become more aware of your patterns simply by focusing on the here and now. These are the few questions from 6 seconds that can help you in this endeavor. What am I doing right now? What have I just done? Is that my usual response? From now on, you may start bringing more awareness into your life and identify these patterns you have developed over time. These will either foster your leadership skills or constitute hindrances to your personal and professional development. Take a note of everything for your own record. Right, knowing yourself. You know what to do, know how to do better. Into okwazi ukuyenza kangcono nje wena amagwinya. So awudinga ukuzixaka ngezinye izinto eziningi zizokubangela stress, zizokuconfuse, and will obviously affect the way how you do your best magwinyas. So now we have explained there is this business model you can use. Now it all requires a selling skill, because those business to business model, they are also customers. You need to sell to them. You need to sell to them. Develop a pitch. Bazozizwa kanjani mawuthi wena ufuna bayeke bona ukwenza amagwinya bayenzele wena ne angithi you need to develop that. Number one, ngizokwenzela i-example ye-pitch yakho ukuthi what it should involve, as I've explained earlier on. This shop njengoba yenza amagwinya, they spending almost 4 hours every day preparing these magwinyas. Now you're selling a time-free feeling. It's a relief. You will save them time. Number two, these magwinyas may not sell every day, and there will be a loss the next day. So you are also selling a financial risk-free cash flow. What else you can sell to them? Selling your magwinyas. You can also tell them that you will direct your already existing customers to their store. It's about foot traffic. When they found a magwinya in their shop, they can also buy the juice. They can also buy snacks. They can also involve whatever cheeses, Russians and everything in the magwinya. So you're also selling a market to them. And so forth and so forth and so forth. So you will also learn to develop your own business pitch, but it's all about the feeling at the end of the day. They feel like they have less to lose and more to gain. And it's, how do you feel, Luen? Do you feel, Luen? Thank you so much for tuning in.